There we go. Oh shit. I forgot my coffee. Oh. I'll be back. Don't go anywhere. Oh, me and my coffee. What can I say? Oh. Oop. Crashing into shit. Shaking everything up. Well, shall we see who shows up tonight? Can't believe it's been a whole week already. Man, what a crazy world we live in. Boy, I always got somebody popping in here right quick. My stalker. I know you got to be the first. Oh. Man, a lot on the brain. What's that say? 4. Well, I guess the notifications must have went out. Oh, I got some love. Thank you. Appreciate you. Oh, man. My heart goes out to the folks back home. Callie's having some hard times, man. Sad. The politicians in that state are pitiful. That clown, Gavin Newsom, he used to be the mayor for Sacramento, I think, if memory serves. And there was a big fire in a little town called Paradise. And same thing. They didn't keep up after the forest and whatnot, and wiped out this whole town. And like the folks in North Carolina, they dropped the ball big time. A lot of poor people in this little town. And good old Gavin Newsom was caught having dinner with an attorney for PG&E, Pacific Gas and Electric. And it turned out that PG&E, oh, there's my banner, their transmission lines were determined to be what started the fire. And Newsom and his family and his connections with Pelosi and all the rest of them, it's like Paradise 2.0 down in LA right now. I can't believe it, man. How these politicians get away with what they do is beyond me. Oh, I see we got some comments already. Tina Marie, sending love. Hope you're doing well. Well, thank you, young lady. It's been a little while. It's good to see you. MAPK. That looks like some Russian writing. Hello, how are you? I'm not doing too bad. How about yourself? Muriel. I don't know how to say that. Hola. ¿Qué pasó? Tomorrow isn't promised to anyone. This is Tony. Today, right now, is your reality, and please live in joy at this time. Well, thank you for that, Tony. I appreciate you. Z, Trump. Yeah, let's hope Trump holds some people accountable when he gets into office. I really hope so. We need a politician that doesn't act like a politician. And the nice thing about Trump, he's not a politician, he's a businessman. So maybe we'll get lucky once he steps into office. Roto Rock. Sorry, you guys, I don't read so good. If you're new here, I'm dyslexic. So my reading is about 5th grade. So you'll have to bear with my lousy reading on these comments. Are you a violent individual with sadistic tendencies? No, I'm not. I'm only violent when I need to protect myself. I hope that answers your question. I'm a lover, not a fighter. Just for the record. I got made into a woman in prison. I am happy now. Well, good for you. If you're happy, I'm happy. LS is in the house. Good to see you, young lady. It's been quite a while. I hope you're well and the doggy's good and life is treating you well over there in. Come on, Johnny. Oh, man. Oh, I'm brain farting. I'll remember, young lady. I know where you're at. You're over in that beautiful country. G.R. Clark. Hi, how you doing? Let's see. Message held for review. Let's be a little brave, shall we? Are you a born again Christian? No, I'm not. I'll show it. That ain't. Are you a born again Christian? No. How are you doing? I'm hanging in there. I'm hanging in there. Thank you for asking. Greg, George Orkey Clark. Man, I don't know. I'm killing your first name. I'm just going to call you Clark if you don't mind. Welcome aboard, Clark. I see 6 thumbs up already. Thank you. Yeah, to get back on track with this, Greg. Okay, thanks, Greg. This fire in LA. It's like what happened in Vegas and in Louisiana, man. A lot of really strange things going on. And it seems like every week I come out, and lately it's only been once a week, and over 1 week span, so much drama. So much drama. And I seen at least 2 people online setting fires up there. And one of them looked Middle Eastern. And he had a little blowtorch in his hand like plumbers use. Man, they better hope this sleeper cell nonsense doesn't take off. Because this country's not ready. It's not. Do you giggle with your friends and talk about your love life? Man, what's with you in these silly questions, homie? Another one held for review. Z. Fucking Joe, he needs to lay off the ice cream. Yeah, we can show that one. I agree with you, homie. I agree with you, Z. He needs to lay off on a lot of things. I am in love with you now. Yeah, is that right? Oh boy. There you go, Tina Marie. Yeah, man. Lot of drama. Lot of drama. LOL. He sure does, Z. There you go, Tina. Absolutely. Yeah. Man. It's just so bizarre how this year has started off in a shitstorm in more ways than one. Even Trump getting convicted of bribery, and now he's a convicted felon on the record, and he's fixing to be president, you know? It's just bizarre to me, man. Oh, look, Tatanka's in the house. Hey, what's up, JohnnyO? Good to see you. Good to see you too, young man. Thank you for popping in. Appreciate you. George, yeah, I agree. There you go. Yeah, man. Some words of encouragement. Look, the drama that is this country and has been for a long time, you really got to try hard to be nice and loving to the people in your circle. Be there for each other. Things are going to get worse, a lot worse, before they get better. And I don't think anybody can disagree. Tell your kids you love them. Wave and say good morning to the neighbor. Hold the door open at the grocery store. That's what you can do in your little circle. You know what I mean? No matter what Biden does or Newsom does, you can make a difference right in your own neighborhood, man. Got a lot on the brain. Grief has been giving me a hard time. Been missing them. Been missing my dogs quite a bit. You know, I live on 30 acres by myself. I left California to come to northern Wisconsin to start a dog rescue. And it turned into a shit show. And I was pretty angry and broken and had a lot of grief with people in this town. And had I been a little more patient and less angry, life would have been a lot easier for me. You know, I'm always talking about doing a kind act for a stranger, because that's how I grew up. I was always a protector, a bully slayer, as somebody said to me in elementary school. I told this story many times out here, but in junior high school, 8th grade, there was this kid, this punk kid, went up to this other kid who had cerebral palsy, right? He's all locked up like this. And this kid walked up to him and handed him a chocolate milk and said, "Make me a milkshake." And he was teasing this kid. And I slapped him in the face. I had a thing for slapping people. I didn't want to punch somebody because I didn't want to hurt nobody. Getting slapped hurts your pride. I got suspended. The principal said I did the right thing, but I did it the wrong way. And that's kind of been story of my life. Always had good intention. My delivery sometimes not so good. But my intentions were always good. Just like my Willie story about what this guy did to my mom and how I wanted to take a hammer to this guy. Mom told me when I was a little kid, "You're the man of the house." I was the oldest of 3 boys. Was no dad. Never had a dad. So being a protector since I was a kid, it never changed. It's always been that way for me. And so when I moved here with my 2 dogs to start this dog rescue, because I don't get along well with people. Don't know how to treat each other. Just like the way I got treated in this town. I was naive about people that hate on strangers rather than doing a kind act for a stranger. There's a lot of shitty people in the world. Gavin Newsom and the rest of them, you know? So being stuck here for the last 3 years alone, and when I say alone, I got one friend in town, one. And I see him maybe once or twice a month. Other than that, I got no contact with nobody. It's tough. Anyway, sorry I get a little on one. Check some comments. Trump, Trump, Trump. There you go, George. Fight, fight, fight. There you go. You are a neat individual. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. I'm unique, all right. Oh, neat. Sorry. I don't get many people would live and rebuild houses in LA with all those. Yeah, I hear you, LS, for sure. George, what happened to your dogs? They passed away. Long story. One of them was 12. The other one was 14. So they were older, little pit bulls. And man, been tough the last couple days. And mama dog passed, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 months ago. And her daughter, 4 months before that. But those dogs were my life. They inspired me to do this dog rescue. They gave me purpose. They gave me companionship, love. I've been there for a lot of people in my life. And I hate to say it, but there's never really been anybody there for me. And that never bothered me. Not much, anyway. Because I didn't need anything from anybody else. Very self-sufficient. Even though I can't read so good, I could always take care of myself. And I always had extra. I've given 2 different people trucks. A Yukon Denali and a Chevy little GMC Suburban thing. Not to mention thousands of dollars. Because I care. But really hasn't gone the other way, you know? All that pay it forward and good karma and all that. I get that. But when I need something, not so much. The dogs gave me everything I needed for the most part. But for the last, 5, 6 months, it's been tough. I'm 62 years old. I'm an old man. And I'm a long way from home. 2,000 miles away from home. Moved to this little town. I didn't know nobody here. But, I had $100,000. Put a down payment on 30 acres with 2 houses, a barn, a shop, a this, a that. Because I knew what I could do with this property. I wanted to find 10 people to share this with start a foundation, put their names on it, so when I died, they'd keep it going. It didn't work. Instead, I get tossed in jail behind some BS in this little town. And let's just say, covered in tattoos and coming from California, you're not welcome in this town, believe me. So hopefully when I get back to Cali, I'm gonna try to get out of here in the spring, and when I get back to Cali, hopefully I can pick up where I left off here in just a small way, because whatever I get out of this property ain't gonna go very far in Cali. But it's home, and I gotta go home. George, sorry to hear that. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Tatanka. She's my wife's dog, so I've been letting her decide when it's time. As she said the other day, she thinks it's time. I'm sorry, brother. Chokes me up, man. I'm so sorry. There's a spirit, a soul in a dog that's unconditional. They love you no matter what you do, no matter what you say. They're always there. Humans, not so much. Dogs, you can't go wrong. My little dog slept in my bed for 12 years. I was closer to that dog than any human on this planet. Yeah, I gotta let that go. I'll be all boo-hooey. George, I'm so sorry. Thank you. Thank you. Purple Heart from ANDEL. Oh, Adela. Oh, I'm sorry, young lady. I'm having trouble reading your name. ADEL. Adeline. Oh, man. I'm just going to say A. Thank you, young lady, for that Purple Heart. Vagabond, good to see you, homie. Stay strong. How you feeling? I lost my pit too. Yeah, it's tough, Vagabond. It's tough, man. Thanks. Richard Downey, holy Toledo. Homie, I ain't seen you in a minute. Good to see you, brother. Respect, right back at you, dog. Tatanka. Hey, Richard, there you go. I like it when you guys know each other. Oh, man. Sorry, man. Let me get these tears out of here. Mark, respect. There you go. There you go. Tina Marie, every time I watch you, you get those tears flowing. PTSD of the complex kind. Angry and sad. Hard for me to front. And because I'm old and I don't give a shit what other people think, I let it, I just let it all hang out. But yeah, you're right, Tina Marie. Life's been a little tough for the last 3 years, and it wears on you. And I ain't afraid to show it. Sometimes good is going to come your way. Thank you, young lady. You're a special kind of soul. Thank you. Appreciate you, Tina. Respect always to you, too many of my friends, and always good to see you. There you go, Tatanka. Thank you. The kids in the house, not so sure I'd go back to Cali just yet. Yeah, I hear you, homie. More worries coming for Cali, just saying. God bless you. Yeah, I know, kid. I know. But Cali's home, bro. I got nowhere else to go. My friends and my family and doctors that I can trust are all back home, man. If I had somewhere else to go in the country where I had some people I could trust, it would give me some options. But right now, I don't have any options. But I hear you, kid. Good to see you, by the way. Border hoppers, JohnnyO, what's up? Last time I watched you and you were with your really cute dog. How have you been, man? I'm hanging in there, homie. Thank you for asking. I appreciate you. Yeah. My doggies are in heaven. Tina, no, I meant my tears, sweetie. Oh. uh, Thank you, Tina. I appreciate your sympathies. I do. I understand your tears. Thank you. Thank you, young lady. Wow. Thanks, guys, for hitting that button. We're up to 12. It's always nice to see when somebody appreciates me coming out here and throws one of these up there. This little YouTube channel, it suffers something fierce. I try real hard not to feel sorry for myself. Most of the time, it's not an issue. But I got to admit, this past week, it's been tough. You know, I've been here for 3 years and nobody from back home's come to visit, you know? And I get it. People are busy. Like I was saying earlier, I've always had good intentions, just a shitty delivery. And I've ruffled a lot of feathers back home and, you know how it goes. You need to write a book. That's what this YouTube channel is, young lady. It's my book, my diary, my journal, all wrapped up into one. If I could read and write and spell, I would write a book. But my literary skills are for shit. Tina, I'll buy it. LOL. Oh, there you go. Thank you, Tina. I mean, this property I live on is beautiful. I got apple trees and a grapevine and walnuts and cherries and all kinds of stuff that grows right out of the dirt. And deer, I mean, all you got to do is go watch some of my old videos. I had so many deer that come through the yard. It really is beautiful. But the people in this little town are very ugly. They're very prejudiced. You know, I got a stalker. He's one of these people. And I can say that with confidence because he admitted it. The one and only conversation I had with my stalker, I called him a Nazi, and his response was, "You're damn right." Not to mention, the ex-wife was half black. Rest in peace. And that's where my 2 dogs came from. My little dog, Kimba, I picked her up on New Year's Day of 2012. And then when the ex-wife fell on hard times and had to leave her dog behind, I went and rescued her mama dog, Kimba's mama. And I rescued her. So I had them both. Now, all three of them sit on my fireplace mantle. They're ashes. You're right, Tina. I need to write a book. Can't make it up. Bad chick crazy's in the house. How you doing? Ah, Tina. Oh, man. Yeah. It's been a tough life. You know, when I was born, my mom lived with her dad. My mom lived with her dad and her brother and her sister. And then when I was born, all of us lived in a 2-bedroom house. My aunt, my uncle, my mom, and my grandpa, and myself. And then when Grandpa said, if you get pregnant again, you're out. And she did, and she was out. And she moved in with my brother's dad, who I thought was my dad till I was 12 years old. And then I got that kick in the nuts. And he ended up in San Quentin when I was about 5 years old. And Mom couldn't handle the pressure. She had a nervous breakdown, crashed the car, went to the funny farm, and me and my brothers went into foster homes. And so when I say nobody's ever really been there for me, that's not a bullshit statement. It's factual. From the get. Grandpa was good people. He was salt of the earth. He worked 2 jobs, paid off his house. He was the only real role model I had. And after Mom got booted out of Grandpa's house and I was in the foster homes, Mom would pick me up for a visit and Grandpa would bring her because Mom didn't have a car. So my grandfather would bring my grandmom, my grandfather would bring my mom to the foster home, pick me up, take me back over to Grandpa's house, and we'd hang out with Grandpa for the weekend, and then he'd take me back to the foster home. I remember Grandpa very well. Anyway, the kid, the foot of the Sierras, man. Yep, that's where I'm heading, kid. Between Highway 80 and Highway 50 and west of Highway 49. That's where I'm looking first, the gold country. Thanks again, you guys, for smashing that button. I see 13. My favorite number. Oh, man. This week's been rough. A lot of reflection on life. Trying to figure shit out. Trying to make it make sense. You know, there are times where life just doesn't make sense to me. How I ended up here when my intention was to do a charity, and how it went to shit, and now I sit here alone and stuck. I need to sell this property. There's a lot involved in me getting out of here. I just can't pick up and split. And I can't run out and get a couple dogs because I'm gonna move, and it wouldn't be right to put them through that. You know, if I wanted to be selfish, I'd go get 2 dogs right now. But I know what's coming, and it's too much. It's too much for me. It'd be too hard on them to go through a move and all the shit I got coming. I can't do it. But man, it would make all the difference in the world if I had a dog right now. Coming up as a kid, not knowing how to read, I always thought I was a little stupid or retarded or whatever, you know? Why other kids could read and I couldn't read. I didn't know anything about dyslexia. You know, first grade, second grade, third grade, teacher asks you to read out loud, you know, go around the classroom and ask different people to read a couple sentences or whatever. I hated it, boy, because kids would giggle and laugh. I didn't know anything about dyslexia. I didn't learn about that until much later. And so anyway, coming up in foster homes and then having a learning disability on top of that, and no dad to teach me how to be a man. Teach me about life, how to put them up, you know? I had to learn all that on my own. And this past week, it's been fucking with me. Too much time. Way too much time on my hands. Trying to figure shit out. This complex PTSD, why I get choked up so easy and all that. I get on YouTube and I follow a lot of ex-special forces, Navy SEALs, Green Berets, etc. Guys with PTSD, much worse than mine. But they talk about how they cope with it, how they deal with it, how to be mentally strong to get through. So I've been on that real hard this week. And it helps. It helps to know you're not the only one. A lot of things they say sticks in my head. How to cope. How to process those scars. You know, their scars are much different than mine. But a scar is a scar. The injury may be different, but a scar is a scar. And a scar on the outside you can see, but a scar on the inside, nobody knows it's there, but you know it's there. So anyway, enough of my nonsense. But when you go through your day and somebody's having a hard time, or they're giving you a hard time, maybe they got some scars. Patience. You need patience with the broken. You need to be nice to each other. And if you got kids, you need to love them. Protect them. Do right by your babies, man. People are very selfish. Even parents, man. They'll put their own wants and needs ahead of their own children. You see it all the time. And when you fuck up your kids, you give them scars. They don't deserve it. Kids and dogs, they're innocent, right? They just want to love you. This world is in a sad state of affairs. People don't know how to raise their kids. And I understand it's a hard world and you got to work but you know, the little things mean a lot to a kid. And yelling at them and getting fussy with your kids, it leaves little scars. One of the videos I watched, one of these Navy SEALs talking about dealing with his demons and drinking and yelling at his kids. He mentioned that for every negative thing you do to your kid, it takes 10 positive things to erase that, to try to balance that out. The negative stuff sticks with your kids for a long time. Trust me, I know. It's not my job to tell a parent what to do. But coming from where I come from, it's in your best interest, believe me. Little preachy tonight, sorry, a little heavy. All right. The kid, are the deer still coming around and the turkey? Nah, dude, it's been pretty quiet. Joe was in the house. Good to see you, homie. Been a while, for sure. Always a pleasure. Nah, man, the critters have been scarce. Oh, I did a little grocery shopping with my neighbor the other day, and he was telling me he's seen a wolf down the street. And if I got wolves in the neighborhood, go figure. I ain't seen much for deer. I got some snow today, and I'll see if there's any tracks in the yard tomorrow, but it's been pretty quiet. I haven't seen much for turkey either. Sorry, I'm too much on the brain. Too much on the brain. Joa. So how you been doing? Feeling all right? Nah, I'd be lying if I said yes. I haven't been feeling all right. But, you know, I'm doing the best I can. Let's just say. Wow, 16. Thank you guys for hitting that button. Appreciate you. There's a lot coming. I don't think most folks pay close enough attention to world events. And for me, you know, I'm always trying to fix what's broken, you know, heal some of these old wounds and whatnot. And I pay close attention to the world. Always been a little bit of a prepper. And I can see it coming. There's going to be some hard times coming real soon. And you're really going to need to be there for each other. And it starts in your family first. And it grows from there. So, please, pretty please, a kind act for a stranger. Watch out for each other. Because when shit gets bad, you're going to need backup. I don't know how else to put it, you know? You can't do it by yourself. I learned that the hard way too. You know, my angry side. After my dogs passed away, a lot of my anger went away. But I used to lean on my anger to help me cope with my sadness. Can't do that no more. It's not healthy. I needed to get rid of that anger. And I've been doing pretty good. I don't get mad the way I used to. And until I get back home and get a couple more dogs, dealing with the sadness, I think is going to take a while. But eventually I'll get there. Joe, so how are you doing? Feeling all right? That's all we can do, right? Our best. Thank you, Joe. You're right. Any updates on your move? No. Right now I'm just saving money. I need to save up. I'm gonna buy a tractor trailer. And if you don't know what a tractor trailer is, it's the big box that you see behind a big rig. You know, the kind that detaches from the bottom. I'm gonna buy one of those and stuff all my shit in there. And then when the time comes, I'm gonna call a guy with a big rig and say, hey, haul this thing to California. That way I can take my time, get it loaded. And then when I get it to Cali, I can use it for storage. At least that's the plan. I've been pricing them. They're about $5,000 for an old one. But I'm just stuck for a little while, bro, until I get some cash together. You know, I've given away a lot of money. And like I was saying earlier, I've been there for a lot of people, but when it comes to people being there for me, not so much, man. And that's my fault. My angry side rubbed off on a lot of people the wrong way. You know, my intentions were always good. It was the delivery that sucked and all that. So I look back and I can see that, and that's why nobody's come to visit and all that kind of shit. You know, I ain't spoke to my daughter in 5 years over some heated discussion on the phone. Anyway. Look, Airman's in the house. You sound good, brother. Well, thank you, homie. Appreciate you. Good to see you, Airman. Joa, sounds good. There you go. Tina Marie, sounds like a good plan. Thank you, thank you. Joa, anything in the house you don't need, you can sell maybe. Yeah, Joa. Yeah, that's, it's just tough this time of year. I mean, my temperature in a couple days is supposed to drop down to 15 below zero. That's the low, and the high is 0. So minus 15 to 0 in 2 or 3 days. And I just got a bunch of snow today. So the weather up here is really keeping me from getting after quite a bit of stuff. Plus my health ain't been so good. But I plan on getting rid of as much as I can before I move. I got a couple vehicles I need to sell to generate some revenue, but they need a little work. And I need to put a little bit of money into them. So, I mean, it's just, and it's tough. Like I said, I got nobody to help me. I'm 62 years old, right? I'm an old man. Just best laid plans and all that. I thought I'd have 2 or 3 people living here with me by now and dogs running amok. And I had no intention of ever leaving here and going back to Cali. None. But, you know, shit happens, as they say. Henry, what's happening, brother? I'm just not that time of year. There you go, Henry. Tina, yikes. I thought Michigan was cold. Yeah, I think today wasn't too bad. I think it was from 10 degrees to 29 degrees, but like I said, in a couple of days, 15 below zero. And when I was talking to my neighbor, he was concerned because up here, if there's no snow on the ground, and we didn't have any snow on the ground until today, and it gets that cold and the freeze drops so low into the ground that it'll freeze your septic system. Your leach field will freeze up and then the water won't go out and you're screwed, you know. But fortunately, we got some snow today, so that'll help insulate the ground to keep the frost or the freeze from going way deep into the soil. Richard, 62 years young. Thank you, homie. Appreciate that. Putty Cat's in the house. Barely made it to 60 here in Florida. It's been very cold. Yeah, that's what I hear. Florida, Texas, Georgia, even Arkansas got snow. All the southern states got hammered. At least it looks like it's warmed up for you, young lady. 60's a lot better than 30. 17 thumbs up. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. How you been, Putty Cat? How about you, Richard? How you been? Joa, how about you? How you been? How's everybody out there? Henry, how's life treating you, homie? Airman, you still out there? How you doing? Get wrapped up in my bullshit. Need to ask how everybody else is doing. Do you have any friends or family impacted by the fires in Southern California? No, young lady. I got nobody in SoCal. Putty Cat, I'm doing well, thanks. There you go. Henry, it is respected. How you been doing? Yeah, I'm hanging in there. It's funny, I get choked up out here. I can tell people. They split. Nobody wants to see a grown-ass man crying. That's okay. Like I said many times, I don't front. I got nothing to hide from nobody. And I really don't give a shit what other people think about me. That's for damn sure. I was always the sensitive kid, even in school, right? It's kind of why I was the bully slayer. I couldn't stand when somebody was picking on somebody, and I couldn't stand by and not do nothing about it. Putty Cat, there's nothing wrong with crying. We all cry. There you go, young lady. That's the truth. Sorry, a little, lot on the brain. Great deal on the brain lately. Get that semi-trailer inspection. Thanks for the heads up, homie. Yeah, well, trust me. When I get a semi-trailer, if that's what I do, I'll make sure the tires are good, the brakes are good. I plan on picking up a reefer unit. If you know what, I'm sure you know what a reefer unit is, air brakes, etc. Yeah, I'm with you all the way. And I need to make sure it's got current registration. You know, there's a lot involved in a big rig trailer. Airman, I'm just here. Recently got car dental to build all the major insurance companies. Not bad for a Cali foster kid. Thanks, homie. I got an office. It's real, man, and it trips me out. Well, good for you, homie. Good for you. I'm stoked for you, airman. Tina, yep, I feel anyone's pain. So I'm definitely a crier a lot. It's a curse, I think. Yeah, it's called empathy, right? Not too many people in this world have any empathy for other people. And I've always been very empathetic when it comes to someone else. You know, it's easy for me to put other people's needs ahead of mine, my dogs, family, friends, whatnot, because I feel like you. I feel for them because of what they're going through. Most people don't have that. Or if they do, it's just a little bit, right? Oh, that's too bad, but they quickly forget. But people with a big heart that really care, it's there's not too many of us out there. And that's why this YouTube channel is small. And it'll always be that way. Because the world is made that way. People are very selfish and self-centered. You know, that word empathy is a dinosaur. It's just unfortunate. Yeah, got that bad shit. Putty cat. Even Jesus wept. He wept at the death of Lazarus. There you go, Putty cat. Airman, I follow what you put down. So thank you. You got it, Airman. Joa, how are things with the woman? Any bachelor action going on? No, homie. No. There hasn't been a woman in my life for a very long time. So no. No, Joa. Just my dogs. And now they're gone, so yeah. I mean, I hate to even say it out loud, but it's probably been, you know, the better part of 10 years since I had a roll in the hay. So no women, no woman in my life. Reefers, expensive. Engine up front often. Yeah, that shit, I priced them. I can get a reefer unit for about $5 grand. And if I rent a truck to drive back home, it'll cost me $5 grand. So it's kind of a push. The only thing is I got to hire somebody to haul it out there in the big rig. Unless I can find a bobtail truck for sale for cheap, I might go that route and then sell it or some shit. I don't know. I'm just trying to be a little thrifty. Joa, would you be open to meeting someone or just not feeling it right now? I'd be open to meeting someone. Yeah. If I had a good woman in my life, it would go a long way. And I made a lot of mistakes, you know, in life. Hooking up with the wrong woman, getting used, you know, taken advantage of, that kind of bullshit. So it soured me for a long time. But I'm well studied. And if I found the right woman and she's like Tina Marie here, somebody that's got some real empathy and she feels for other people and she knows how to do a kind act for a stranger, and we have that in common, you know, I'd see it right away. Well, maybe not right away, but I would recognize what it is I'm looking for in another woman. And, you know, back in the day, I settled. I didn't, and I fell in love too fast without really getting to know somebody. If I met a nice lady and we dated for a length of time and I could really get to know her and get to trust her, I would definitely have another woman in my life. Joa, it's also now easier to find someone that appreciates us for who we are, right? I'm 41 and now tougher, but never married or had kids yet. I feel like there's is time pressure because of my age. Uh, I hear you, Joa. But the thing is, you just never know, bro. And you're still young enough to have kids. I understand you're saying the clock's ticking, but there's a lot of women out there that like older men because they're mature, right? If you hooked up with somebody that was 10 years younger than you, she's still young enough to have kids, that kind of thing. So keep your chin up, man. You just never know, bro. But I'll tell you what, being single is better than being divorced and getting custody of your kids on the weekends, bro. When I hooked up with baby's mama, because we weren't married, when she got pregnant, and I said, well, let's get married. As soon as I heard she was pregnant, she goes, I'm not going to get married just because I got pregnant. By the time my daughter was 6 months old, she left California and moved back to Oregon. And then, after she took my kid to Oregon, we were talking on the phone, and she was drunk, and we got in a fight over the phone, and she threw in my face that the only reason she had a baby with me was because child support paid double in California. She moved to California with the express intent to get pregnant in California because of child support. So her plan was to have a baby for a paycheck. So Joa, my friend, be very selective. You're better off alone sometimes. Trust me. Gone John's in the house. Good to see you, homie. Hope you had a great holiday. It was okay, bro. I made it through. It was a little rough, but thanks for asking. Joa, yeah, I'll just keep doing my thing, working hard, making sure, and a good person to have kids for a while. That day may come. There you go, Joa. There you go, brother. I leave it up to the Lord. Amen. There you go. There you go. Yeah. Relationships are tough. They're difficult. There are some lucky folks out there, you meet the right one and they're married to the grave kind of thing. But shit, my role models in life, not so good. I met my dad at his tombstone when I was in my 50s. Mom gave me the wrong name. Ancestry gave me the right name. So when it comes to bad relationships, they've been around as long as humans have been on this planet. And sometimes being single is the lesser of two evils, Joa. You just, sometimes you don't know what you're stepping into and when you get hooked up with the wrong person. And it goes both ways, ladies, right? There are a lot of shitty guys out there too. I've been cheated on. I know all about all that shit. Good guys finish last, believe me. I've seen a lot in this life. Like I said, I didn't have an old man to learn me these lessons as a young man. Stumble, bumble through life, figuring it out, And the only way you can learn is from your mistakes. Joe, there's always folks looking to us, each other, instead of help. Relationships are like that too, sadly. Yes, sir. Yep. Absolutely, Joe. For some women, men are nothing more than a meal ticket, right? It's crazy. But it's the world we live in, here in this country anyway. But there's some good women out there. I dated a gal and she was a sweetie. She would have been a keeper. She had her own business, the whole bit. She was a sweetie. But I was still hung up on my ex and I blew that one. That was my one shot at a keeper. Looking back, it's always easy to, hindsight's 2020 and all that. She would have been a keeper for sure. She was so nice and so sweet, very caring and very giving. But you know how it is when you go through a breakup and you're still in love with your ex and you haven't got over it yet, and you meet somebody and you start dating a new person, and you're thinking about the old one and the new one sitting right in front of you, and man, timing, just bad timing. Joa, I often wonder what it'd be like if I was born in a different age, like the 1800s or even earlier, if stuff would be so different as it seems. There you go, Joa. Yeah, yeah. I should have been an adult in the 50s, my mom's era. I would have been a lot happier. My stalker just called. Fuck. Homie, your voicemail will go right there with the rest of them. Sit there in limbo, dipshit. Sorry, guys. My stalker, he just can't get enough. But yeah, to get back to you, Joa, yeah, I got my Nazi stalker, the dude that left a t shirt on my driveway. He lives in this neighborhood somewhere, or in this town, some bullshit. This, yeah, it's still going on, bro. Yeah, like I said, man, people in this little town, yeah, there's a voicemail. People in this little town are bored. There's nothing to do, right? And I've been fucked with pretty hard since I've lived here. I've never in my life seen the shit I've seen in this town. It's unreal, man. Really, it's unreal. Coming from Cali, people mind their own business. They're too busy. They got their own things going on. They don't have no time to be stalking nobody, And this grown ass man that I've never met, unreal, unreal. Just like the chick that put a restraining order on me. I didn't know her, never met her, and she lied on me in the courtroom to get the restraining order to go through. Like I said, the shit I've been through in this little town is unreal, man. It's fantastical. I like using that word. Yeah. But they're cowardly. Nobody's ever gotten in my face. And hopefully it stays that way. I don't need no drama. I've had enough drama. I just want to leave. But, these fucking people won't leave me alone. Stay safe. Stay strapped up. Always. Always. I know when it comes to crazy people, believe me, I've seen a lot of shit in life. Right? When I lived with my mom when I was 12 years old, we lived right upstairs from the man that harmed her. So I know the evil deeds that people are capable of, trust me. And I've been protecting myself my whole life, and that'll never change. To the day I die, I'll go out swinging, believe me. So anybody wants to come here and try to bring me harm, they'll be in for a fight. Guaranteed. The shit I've seen in life, the things I've been through, And I'm still here. A lot of people wouldn't be here anymore if they've been through what I've been through. I don't go out looking for trouble. Never have. Never been a troublemaker. Always trying to help somebody, you know? The bully slayer, sticking up for the kids in school, that kind of thing. I never picked on nobody, never Sunday punched somebody, right? Never started a fight. I was always the guy that was trying to break up the fight, not start the fight, you know? Joel, that's my question here. Stalking another man, these people never grew up or what? Yeah, dude, I don't know. Like I said, coming from Cali, people don't act like this in Cali. I've never experienced anything like this in my life. You know, right down to the PD, the local sheriff, man. There's been shit that's happened to me here that and it had me so mad and angry and yelling and screaming and whatnot. Oh, I was livid. But I got no help. I tried to hire lawyers. Nobody would touch me, man. Conflict of interest. So I just mind my business, keep to myself. I don't come out here making YouTube videos yelling and screaming how I'm going to get a lawyer and sue and this and that. It's a waste of time. Like I said, as long as nobody comes here and tries to do anything stupid, I'll get back home. I'll save me a half dozen dogs, live out my life nice and quiet. I know what's waiting for me in Cali. But living in this little town, it's dangerous for me here. And I know that. It was dangerous for me in the foster homes. And I knew that then too. When I was third, fourth, I think it was fourth grade. Might have been third grade. I was pretty young. Foster home. And we got a new foster brother came to the house. And he was probably 3 years younger than me. And he would wake up in the middle of the night yelling and screaming. And I asked him, I go, dude, what's wrong? They touched me. I said, who, our foster parents? He said, no, where I used to live before I came here. So I used to sleep with a knife that I snuck out of the kitchen, and I would put it under my pillow. Because until that time, I never thought about somebody trying to touch me. I was never worried about my safety. I missed my mom. That was the hardest thing about the foster homes. I missed my mom and my brothers, but nobody ever tried to hurt me, you know? I had one foster mom that used to put a beating on me pretty regularly. She was an angry lady, but that was the only foster parent that ever tried to hurt me, but she didn't try to touch me, right? She would slap the shit out of me or spank me with a Hot Wheel track and an extension cord. She would whip me, but nobody ever tried to touch me. But when that little kid told me what happened to him, I've slept with a knife the whole time I was in a foster home. One of my foster parents asked me, you want to be a Boy Scout? I was like, no. And then they gave me a list of stuff they would buy me for being a Boy Scout. And on that list was a knife in a sheath for camping. So I was like, yeah, I want to be a Boy Scout, because then I could keep a knife in my room and I didn't have to hide it and worry about getting caught sneaking a knife out of the kitchen. So when it comes to protecting myself, I've been doing it since I was, like I said, third or fourth grade. Joe, I can't wait for Cali Sunshine streams. Yeah, me too, brother. Me too, me too. I can't wait to make those videos. Tina Marie, that's why I fostered my grandson and adopted them. Grandsons. Good for you, Tina Marie. You're a good person, young lady. God bless you, man. God bless you. Love you. You're good people. Joa. The extension cord. No. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, dude. That foster mom, she was really angry. She was Creole. We went on a vacation. We drove to Louisiana, and she was like olive complexion, and she had that pressed looking straight hair. So, Creole, she's black or French black. I'm not sure how you call it. And the foster dad was Mexican. But she was an angry lady, man. She beat me with extension cord, Hot Wheel track, a machete case. She got mad. We were in the garage. The only thing in the garage was a machete case that my foster dad had, and she beat me with that thing. Uh, and she would make me drop my pants. And then I would put my hands behind me to like block my ass. And she'd get me on the back of the arms and she'd yell at me, "Pick your hands up." Oh, she was mean, boy. But she was the only one that ever put a beating on me. Tina Marie, I couldn't live knowing these boys were scarred or hurt. Good for you, Tina Marie. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. What the fuck is wrong with people? Yeah, I hear you, Tina Marie. I hear you. Yeah. I mean, looking back, I was lucky, right? I only had one foster mom that put a beating on me, and it was the only foster home that I ran away from. I ran away from that foster home because I had a report due in school and I didn't do it, and I knew she was going to get a phone call because I didn't do my homework because I can't read. And I knew I was going to take a beating, so I was like, you know what, I'm leaving. And we lived in San Mateo, and mom lived in Redwood City, which was, I don't know, 7, 8, 9, 10 miles away. And I knew where mom lived, and the only way I knew how to get there was to walk down the freeway. So I started walking down the freeway, and some dude pulled over and says, "What are you doing out here?" I said, "I ran away from home, but it was a mistake, so I'm going back home." He goes, "Oh, I'll give you a ride." And I was like, I ain't getting in your car. And he goes, "If you don't get in the car, I'm going to have to call the cops." He goes, "I'll take you back home." And I'd picked up an antenna that was sitting on the side of the road. And I was real hesitant to get in this dude's car, but I didn't want him to call the cops. So I got in the car and I was holding on to this antenna. I was going to beat him with it if he touched me. And so he took me to my mom's house. I bullshitted him. That's where I said I ran away from, not the foster home. So he took me to my mom's house, and my mom goes, "What are you doing here?" I said, "I ran away." And the dude was all confused. And he asked my mom, "What do you mean?" And she goes, "He's in a foster home. He's not supposed to be here." So my mom called the social worker and told the social worker what was up. And then I told the social worker that that lady used to beat me and I'm not going back there. And so she took me to what they called the receiving home, which was like Hillcrest for kids. And she said, "You're going to have to stay there until we can find you a foster home." I said, "I don't care. You want to put me in jail, put me in jail, but I'm not going back to that foster home." So you've always been a smart one. Oh, yeah. I've always been crafty. Absolutely. Even as a young kid, I've always had the ability to protect myself and to be quick-witted. When you got to think on your feet to survive as a young kid, you mature quickly. You grow up quickly. I saw my mom go through a lot of shit. She was a drinker. Her and my brother's dad used to go drink at the bar and leave me and my brothers alone in the apartment, when I was 5 and they were 4 and 3. We were a year and a half apart. We were teeny tiny, and we got left alone at home a lot, right? Mom didn't do a very good job, but she was broken. She was an alcoholic, you know. And that's why I come out here saying, take care of your babies, man. You know, I remember almost everything from when I was little, right down to picking up an antenna on the side of the road when I ran away from home. All this stuff is very vivid. Tina, yep, I get it 100%. There you go, young lady. Yeah, yeah. And mom treated me like an adult as a young kid, right? She would dump on me. I was her shrink. You know, the rat in the house, that story, and the Willie story, and all that stuff. Mom told me shit she should have never told me as a young kid. But, you know, I was her shrink. She didn't have nobody, you know, and I was the dad for my brothers. You know, when me and my brothers moved to South City, that's South San Francisco, and it was the only time all three of us were in the same foster home at the same time. And we were new to this little town, and my little brothers had beef with some Samoan kids at school. And Samoan kids are big, you know, big, big, big kids. And they were, you know, seventh and eighth grade, and I was already in high school, so I was in ninth grade, maybe 10th grade, I can't remember. And they had beef with these Samoan kids at school, and they were worried they were going to get beat up. So I told my little brothers, I said, I'll meet you at the back of the school after school. You tell those kids to show up, and I'll be there. And I showed up in my pickup truck, got out, had a baseball bat in my hand. I was ready to go. You're not going to fuck with my little brothers. And fortunately, they didn't show up, and they heard that I was there, and so they quit fucking with my little brothers. So when it comes to being a protector, like I said, I've been doing it my whole life. So how is Joa? So how is communication between you and your brother today? Do you guys reach out? It's a little bit better. We don't really talk, but there's no beef between us right now. I think he was pretty angry at me for a while, but we've had a couple of text messages that were nice, but the relationship is strained, I should say. Z's in the house. Hi again. What's happening, Z? 22 likes. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. It's so odd to me. Like I said, all the stuff I've been through as a kid and as an adult, you know, wifey, rest in peace, baby's mama. I can go on and on about the drama I've had even as an adult. But when I moved here, man, I had such high expectations. I thought this dog rescue thing was going to take off and everything was going to be cool. And it's just bizarre the way things work, man. It really is. But there's a lot of folks that have a hard life all the way to the grave. And, you know, if that's how it ends up for me, well, shit happens. But I got God in my heart. I say my prayers. I know where I'm going when I die. And that brings me a great deal of comfort. The only thing that I really fight with is wanting to stay alive. You know, I'm not the kind of person that can take themselves out. That just ain't. I watched my mom and my brother both go through that. Get their stomach pumped and all that. That's just not in me. But if you lose the will to live, you'll get what you want. My health ain't so good anyway. And if I gave up on life, I'm sure I would go in a short period of time. But I got a lot of fight in me. But I fight those feelings. Wanting to get out of bed, even wanting to take a shower. Just like, fuck, man, I don't want to do this no more. but I'm not a quitter. I'm mighty broken, but I'm no quitter. And I didn't make it this far to give up now. So I'll get back home. Z, I'll be at your funeral. I don't even know what to say to that, Z. That's a little bit of an odd comment, my friend. It makes me wonder what your true motives are. Yeah, exactly, Tina. Honda, what's happening, homie? I agree. It's a little out of place. Yeah. Yeah, I think my friend Z there is probably my Nazi. Even the name Z, right? Not Z. Catfishing. What do you say, Z? Are you a Nazi? Tina, that was a little off. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly. Message held for review. Shall we check it out? Honda, just ended my live stream exposing a woman beater here on YouTube. Wow. Let's show that one. Damn, Honda. That's crazy. Are you talking about that dude, the fuck is his name? Is he an ex-convict, Honda? The dude you're talking about? I'm trying to think of this dude's name. Dub. Is that who you're talking about, Honda? Joa, I mean a world of help and support in what he said would be better not give up. It up is admirable. There you go. Thanks, Joa. Thanks again, you guys. I appreciate the thumbs up. Mm-mm-mm. Oh. I'm just going back looking at Z's comment. I'll be at your funeral. Motherfucker, who said you were invited? uh, uh, LOL. No, but that guy I'm talking about does no dub. There you go, Honda. Yeah. No excuse for any man to ever put hands on a woman or a child. Never, ever, 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 ever. Like I said, I grew up protecting my mom and my baby brothers. It's ingrained in me, right? And I'm sure you guys have known people in your life who have always been the protector type, right? And that's just who I am. It's who I've always been. I've always stuck up for the weak. And when I was in junior high school, I was pretty tall. I was 5'10". I hit puberty real young in life. And so I was one of the tallest and biggest kids in school. It wasn't until I got to high school and then everybody went past me. But, you know, all the short kids in school who hadn't hit puberty yet were always my best friends. They were attracted to me because they knew they would be protected, because they'd watch me do it time and time again. You know, I'm very empathetic and very caring and loving. And, you know, if somebody's picking on somebody, whether it's a guy on a guy or a guy on a girl or, you know, a parent on a child, not in front of me. I was at a Journey concert. Some dude was smacking his old lady around. I threw him over a row of chairs, and then she jumped on my back. And I told him, I said, take that shit home. I don't want to see it. No excuse to put hands on children or women. Never. Never. Or your sister, for that matter. You know, boys do not touch women. Honda, that's real justice. There you go, bud. Yeah, yeah. No, I've always been a protector of people who couldn't protect themselves. You know, I tried to be a cop. I know I don't look like it, but I tried to be a cop. Took their test. You know, I took classes at a junior college. Um, what do they call it? Criminal justice classes. The same kind of classes you go through for the academy. I had some friends that were sheriffs, and they said, go up to the junior college, take these classes, and then, you know, sign up to take the test. And if you've already taken the classes, that'll go a long way showing that you're serious about wanting to be a cop and all that stuff. And because it wasn't like that was my dream job. I even tried to get into the military. Same thing, to protect and serve. You know, when I was 18 years old, I was still in high school, and I didn't have my diploma, and I went down to the recruiter station and tried to sign up for the Army or the Marines, I can't remember, but I took the ASVAB test, but my score wasn't high enough to get in without a diploma, and he said, come back when you get your diploma, and I never came back. I just went and got a job. Joa, can you try to protect me from my urge to eat all of these smoked ribs? Eat away, homie. Eat away. Oh. Mm-mm-mm. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate you, man. You lift my spirits. You really do. You really do. Lonely old man. I need to come out here more often. You know, this once a week stuff. It's just when I get in a funky headspace, it's hard for me. I don't want to come out here being all boo-hooey, you know? Like when I first started this video, you know, choking back them tears ain't easy, but you guys always help me get through the day. You do. And I'm going to try to be more consistent with making these videos a little more often and not wait a whole week before I get up the nuts to come out here and make a video. I just don't like to rub off my mood on other people, man. I'm very stoic that way. I'd rather just keep it to myself. You know, if you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything at all and all that shit. I've been tuning in since Mama Dog. Oh, thanks, Honda. Appreciate you. You're always helping me get out in the morning. There you go, Honda. Appreciate you, man. Joa, the nice thing is everyone you chat with is different, and it's a mix of funny and serious. There you go, bud. Interaction helping us to keep going. There you go. Yeah, you know, like I say, coming out here, sharing stories, saying nice things to each other, lifting each other up, doing a kind act for a stranger. You know, your comments in the comment section and your comments and thumbs up on other videos and all that stuff, it means something to me. It does. You guys don't know me. Touches my heart. And that's what makes the world go round. Doing something nice for somebody you don't even know. And that's what I love about this little YouTube channel. Bringing like-minded people together. It's not like this channel is ever going to be big. The world doesn't work this way. Doesn't mean everybody's that way. And you guys are proof. Well, almost poked myself in the eye with a damn toothpick. Honda, I remember you talking about the morning being the hardest time because of your complex PTSD, and it was the first I've heard someone that felt. There you go, Honda. Yeah, man. Mornings are tough. The demons are hard in the morning, man. I don't have I don't have bad dreams. I don't have nightmares and that kind of shit. Sometimes I have a real hard time getting sleep and falling to sleep because I got too much on the brain. But in the morning when I get up, it's memory lane, right? It's all these memories. And I think too much. And I relive these memories. And some of these memories are very vivid. But thank you for that, brother. Appreciate you. Uh, Honda, same. There you go. Richard Downing, it costs nothing to be nice and respectful. Amen, Richard. Don't rush your big move, brah. Try for. Okay, thank you for that, batshit. Appreciate you, man. Tina Marie, it was good to see you, Johnny. My favor is coming back, so I'm gonna go rest. Take care. Much love and respect. Much love and respect to you, Tina. And you go take care of yourself, young lady. I hope you feel better. Sorry to hear you got a fever. There you go. Joe was saying nice to Tina. It's interesting. I have the same, but always in the evening, worrying about what could have been. And yeah, there you go. Busy in the head. There you go. Richard being nice to Tina. I love it. I love it. Putty Cat, your memories can bring back good thoughts, but can also be bad thoughts. Just gonna keep moving forward. There you go. There you go. Exactly. Oh, shit. Tina, I'm sorry to hear you got COVID. Well, who was it? Capital Currency just got over COVID. He said it was pretty light and he was done with it in a couple days. I hope you have the same situation, that it doesn't stick around for long. I don't know if I even ever caught COVID. I haven't been real sick in quite a while. Knock on wood. We get bees, dotes, and foul. All simple, mostly. There you go, batshit. Joe, a smiley face. There you go. There you go. You take care, Tina. Stay safe. Appreciate you. Thanks again, guys, for hitting that button. I've had a fever for 72 hours so far, but keep knocking, buddy. There you go, Tina. There you go. Get your fluids, take your aspirin, you'll be all right, young lady. Something tells me you're sensitive, but you're a tough one. I don't think you're no pushover. There's just something tells me you got, you know what I'm saying? You'll be all right. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, well, hey guys, I think I'm gonna check out. I need to make some dinner. Johnny's got good intuition. Yeah, Johnny, when you think you can put your place up for sale in the spring? Yeah, it's going to go up for sale in the spring, hopefully right at the beginning of spring, but it depends on money. I need to get packed and I need something to pack all my shit in. But hopefully, first of spring. All right, guys, I'm going to go. Much love and respect as always. Love the ones that love you back. Do your best with the rest. Kind act for a stranger. Always, always. It don't take much effort to hold the door open. homeless person on the street. You go to the same coffee shop every day. I bet you see the same homeless person every day. Break them off a cup of coffee and a donut. Tell them you care. All that kind of thing. The world really needs it, man. Really, really needs it right now. You need to be your brother's keeper. And it's good karma. One day somebody will be there for you. Earlier I was talking about I've never had nobody really put themselves out for me. It's true. It don't mean that somebody won't be there for me one day when I really need help. And I know that. I've done a lot of nice things for a lot of people, and karma's very real. Life's been tough, but it's not over yet. And one day the tides will turn and I'll have a house full of dogs. I have no doubt. So, on that note, I'm going to check out, go cook me up some dinner. Much love and respect as always. I better check some comments real quick. JB187, oh, what's happening, homie? You caught me on the way out the door. Karina, you too. Hi, young lady. Both you guys. I was just signing off right as you got here. I'm so sorry. Young lady with the purple heart, thank you. I'm sorry, I can't read your name. My bad. All right, you guys. I love you. Have a beautiful evening. We'll talk soon. Peace.